All right, we give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yahuwah Hashem Yahweh Shah this day. John chapter 5 and verse 39. After that, Exodus chapter 15. I think it's about verse 13. But what you got, some vodka, boy?
Nah, man.
I'm just messing with you, man. I know that's the juicer, man. John 5:39. What's crazy is what vodka ain't nothing but corn.
Yep, that's it.
Niggas around here sipping corn. Ain't that crazy?
And tequila's agave.
Niggas around here getting drunk off corn. Craziest thing, when you go in the jailhouse, you see them niggas drinking bulk. Them niggas drunk off fruit.
That's all it is. Permanent, whatever. That you can make
Fruit and bread. I done seen it.
Literally.
I ain't drink none. You know what I'm saying?
They seal it up.
Niggas smelled like they were drinking straight Budweiser. Them niggas being there drunk. I ain't trying to be drunk with no whole bunch of men. You know, some niggas get drunk, they get horny. Now you gotta go in your cell. Ain't nobody in there but this other dude.
And maybe a pump.
Ain't none of that there. Now them niggas going blind. You know what I'm talking about? Who? I was like, but boy, them boys used to be in there, boy, them niggas go to fighting too sometimes they get on that buck, boy. John 5:39, man. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. Reason why we finna look at the Exodus 15, you know, I was talking to the brother about something, right? You know the organizations in New York City. They had once predicted in the year 2000 that the master would come back. Even had people standing on rooftops waiting for him to come back. Obviously, it's 2016, so guess what that means?
Lying prophet.
Let's look at Deuteronomy 13 first. And then after that, Matthew 24 and then Exodus 15. Because I'm just leading up to something, because I just was talking about this with them, and then I just got finished talking to somebody else about it. So, why not? I don't care if a nigga don't like me. I'm going to tell y'all something too, right? Since I just said that, right? Now, you know, I had somebody tell me, you know, you got a platform and this, that, case, and the beat. Maybe I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't really look at it like that. It's not like it's a whole bunch of people who know who we are. If Yahuwah want a whole bunch of people to know who we are, we will. He will. But let me tell you something, right? If you're going to be out in front or in public on something, one thing you got to understand is you cannot care what people or the public think about you. Because the minute you care about that, the minute how you worried about how you viewed in other people's eyesight, the minute you worry about how people think about you, the minute you do that there, you're going to be completely ineffective and you're going to make a lot of bad moves because you're too concerned about niggas liking you. Me, myself, I don't care if a nigga don't like me. I don't even really care what a nigga got to say about me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when I hear somebody got something to say about me, I don't hear it from the individual, somebody else telling me about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's inconsequential to me. It don't even really matter. You know what I'm saying? But boy, you can't do this if you worry about people liking you. If you care about that, you're not going to be this here ain't for you. Because one thing about making decisions and leading stuff and doing stuff, you're going to make decisions that people don't like. And especially preaching the word, you're going to say things that people don't like. And you have to be able to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a strong mind to be able to deal with that. I don't know how some of y'all feel. Niggas been telling me I was crazy since I was like 15, 16 years old. That stuff ain't bothered me none. I'm going to still keep doing what I be doing. Like, before I read this, I'll give you an example. Like, I was in that chamber class today. The lady asked everybody, what was the most challenging thing about making this business model canvas? And as she going around the room, I'm thinking to myself, honestly, nothing. And you know, you're hearing all these people in this room, you know, stating that, you know, it was challenging me for this and it was challenging for me for that. And that's cool, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But like I stated before we started, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting on camera, but this is something that I sat and went over in my mind long before I ever heard of y'all, even before I even knew what a business model canvas was. This is something that I've sat down and had meetings about on a regular basis. So when this lady runs this out and maps this out, and I'm saying, okay, we on the right track because we already been doing this. We just didn't put it in this structured state written on paper. But we already done had all these things implemented and in place and doing them. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm telling her, like, honestly, nothing. To most people, if they heard me say that, they was like, this guy is an arrogant douchebag. You know what I'm saying? Why is he even here if they're just that type of third? But I don't really care what you niggas think. But I'm not finna sit here and say, it was challenging for this when I know that it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I've seen people do that. That if somebody asked them something, what was challenging about a particular task, and it wasn't nothing that was really challenging for them, they would sit there and make something up for the appeasement of these people because they were just worried about how these people were going to look at them. They care about what they thought. You know what I'm saying? I'm a businessman. I'm in the business of making money. I don't care what you think about me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you think about me. You know what I'm saying? At all. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the business of preaching the word. I don't care what you think about me. What am I going to do with what you think about me? What am I going to do with that? What is that going to profit me? What gain am I going to get from that? The reason why I said that is because that's John 5:44. How can you believe that seek honor one from another and not the honor that come from Elohim only? I'm not seeking no honor from men. What am I going to do with that? When you seek honor from men, it's because you care about what people think about you. The only people you should care about what they think about you is those that are close to you, your family, your children, your brethren, the people that you actually deal with, you actually love and care about, who actually love and care about you. Them the people you ought to care about what they think. Care what no outside nigga think about me, man. Definitely don't care about what no buster nigga think about me. That means absolutely nothing to me. Deuteronomy 13:1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and give thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or a wonder come to pass wherever he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, let us serve them. My bad, that's not what I want. Deuteronomy 18 is what I want. My apologies, that ain't what I want. Just hit my head just now. Deuteronomy 18 is what I want. 18 and 21. Make it 20. 18 and 20. My apologies, everybody. Deuteronomy 18 and 20. 18 and 20 what I want. I'm going to just show you something. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. So guess what? Every Muslim preacher, every Muslim imam, let me say it correctly, every Muslim imam, every, I don't know what the Hindu people call themselves, every Zulu shaman, every Asian sage, or whatever they call it, Dalai Lama, all them niggas, every Christian pastor, every Hebrew false prophet, them niggas gonna die. Now these men say the master was coming back in the year 2000, y'all, in 2016.
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. I'm just setting up something before we get to Job 26, so bear with me. And Most High with it, the sons of thunder that don't get today is going to get tomorrow, because we got to run, because it's a little intricate when we sit back and we look at those three men. We looked at Peter, James, and John, because if you actually know the stories and you pay attention to them, when he went and did some real stuff, them was the only three people he took with it. You know what I'm saying? And only one of them is mentioned as being killed in the book. Because one of them is, how many of y'all, who know which one of those three it mentions got killed in here?
Don't correct Peter.
No, in the book. I ain't talking about John the Baptist. That's not the John we talking about. When they talk about the sons of thunder, that's the sons of Zebedee, James and John. And when the master went and did some stuff, it was Peter, James, and John that always went with it.
Paul.
He just said, let's say, signifying what manner of death he was going to die, but it doesn't state that Peter died in this book. But out of those three men I just mentioned, one of them, it states that he died in this book, and who killed him. Yeah, it do. Y'all willing, we'll get to it tonight. But remember that when we talk about James and John, you remember it's multiple Johns. And this John we talking about is the Apostle John, the disciple who the master loved. The one that was laying on his bosom. You know what I'm saying? That's Zebedee's sons. It says, and if thou shalt say in thy heart, how shall we know the word which Yahuwah hath spoken? When a prophet speaketh the name of Yahuwah, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which Yahuwah hath not spoken. But that the prophet hath spoken presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. Now hold on, because I got to do it. Jeremiah chapter 23, before we look at Matthew 24. Jeremiah 23. Let's look at it. Because he said if a prophet, how does the master speak to a prophet? In a dream, right? Visions or a dream. So we got to sit back and look at this here to say, just so we can know for certain, this ain't talking about no Martin Luther King. Matter of fact, look at Job 33 first. Let me make sure. You know I ain't got good sense. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and smash it all in one token. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? Beat me up?
The fact that him and his daddy renamed himself after a cracker.
Ain't that something? 33 and 14 of Job. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Your name Jackson or something. You wanna name yourself? You wanna be Martin Luther? You wanna name yourself after a white man who probably wouldn't urinate on you if you was on fire? If you had them spontaneously combusted, that man would just sit there. I got 6 gallons of urine in my bladder and I'm just going to hold it. You know what I'm saying? 33 and 14. I said that to say this here because that's how America feel about you. Boy, you could be burning up on fire and I can have 6 gallons of urine in my bladder. And I would rather die from urine poison. I would rather die from the toxins in my urine by holding it in my body than releasing it upon you that your fire might be put out. And while you burning, you like, you're not going to help me? You need to forget about the fire. That's how America look at you. Forget about it. Forget about it. That's where that Lamentations come in. You don't look for people that cannot save you nor help you. They ain't even trying to help you. They ain't even thinking about you. The last thing we don't look to is our Elohim. But also at the same token, because I got wisdom. I know that majority of the black people that's out there arguing and screaming and fighting, they don't know what you know. They're not aware of that. So I understand where they coming from. You know what I'm saying? All they looking at is, when y'all gonna do something about this?
That's all they wait on.
You know what I'm saying? And they wondering, but I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? Because I was talking about this earlier, so I'm just setting myself up to it. You got these niggas see the race wars coming. Let me tell y'all something. By the time I get finished with this short synopsis of what we finna look at, man, we a good little ways away from the ugly. We in the beginning of the end, but we not close to the end yet.
Not still, it's like you boiling some water. It's starting to
It's starting
to come, but it ain't rolling.
I seen somebody say we in Jacob's trouble. I say ain't nowhere in the world if you understood what Jacob's trouble was that you would open your mouth and say that, because them sinners being killed. As harsh as it may sound when I open my mouth and say that, I'm not lacking compassion or empathy for the slaughter of my people. But when I take it and examine it with this text though, that is not Jacob's trouble. Those are sinners being killed. Now, for whatever reason that Yahuwah is killing these sinners for, that's known unto him. And he'll manifest it when he sees fit. You know what I'm saying? But they are not. I repeat, just because you are of Yasharal and you get killed does not mean that's Jacob's trouble and they persecuting the Kadeshim. You can't be a persecuted Kadeshim and sinning, because now you're not a sanctified one. They have not started doing that yet. Because I'm going to tell y'all something, man. The niggas who going to come kill you are your own kind. They going to take you and deliver you to Mr. Charlie or Mr. Arab. You know what I'm saying? That's who going to do it. They going to take you to Mr. Charlie and to Mr. Habib. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. That's how it's going down. Ahmed going to get you. Yo, you got to understand that. You got to know that. I just was having a conversation with somebody, right? And if I can work it in with the book. That might not seem like I'm just going on a tangent or something, but I'm trying to tell you something real. When you look at, and this is just leading up to dealing with the kingdom of Shamahin suffering violence. When you look at something, right? A wicked individual who hate the righteous will always try to reflect the wicked things in their heart upon the righteous. You know what I'm saying? Them people were covetous and evil and blasphemers and devils, and they try to reflect that on the master. You know what I'm saying? Oh, see, you from Beelzebub. You this, you that, and the third. Because of the anger and the hatred that they have in their heart because this person is upright. And they're not. You know what I'm saying? This is why he said they hated me without a cause. You ain't really got no problem to have no beef with me because I ain't really done nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? You hate me because of who I am and what I do and what I stand for. And it irks you to no end because you want to stand for that. You want to move like that, but you don't or you can't for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't tell you why people don't do right. Only that person can. You know, that's the craziest thing that people ask me, like, well, why the nigga? I don't know, nigga, ask that man. Because I can't tell you why this person do this or this person do. All I can give you is a speculation. And sometimes it ain't good to be speculating on people's behavior. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to know why a man did something, go ask that man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. Because you know this like I know. Because many nigga ask me, so why you think that person did that? What I told you, nigga, I don't know. Go ask them. Because I can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? I can give you some context clues and some deductive reasoning based on the action of me knowing the word and saying, according to the word, this is what this look like. You know what I'm saying? But I can't give you their rationale or their thought pattern. Because only they can give you that. Everybody different. Like I said, we were talking to the brother in the barbershop. He like this here, like, man, this, you know why you can't start hitting them hoes. You know what your issue and your problem is. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell you why you can't stop doing this here. All I can tell a man is, you can stop doing it if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, what Rob was saying, and guess what though? You don't even sit back and realize something. You having compassion on him because he said that. Maybe he just doing like what the master said. He judging himself. He saying, hey, God made me to go to hell. Nigga might know he wicked, he don't want to do right.
There are many that know that. They okay with that.
And they okay with that. I done had 2 women who I had intimate dealings with tell me directly my mind is wicked. You know what I'm saying? And you try to give them some comfort and say, oh, don't think like that. That's the adversary. But then at the same token, there's a strong thing for you to actually come to me and tell me my mind is wicked.
Not that I have wicked moments, but my mind.
That my mind is wicked. You don't know how profound that is. Not one person. I had 2 people tell me this.
You gave over to that.
You know what I'm talking about? And both of them had heard ample amount of word to where you shouldn't have been coming to me telling me that. You know how disturbing that is? There's nothing really that you can say to that. Because the first time the person, one of the people said it to me, I ain't even had no response. What do you say to that? Her exact words she was saying, she said, you know how you say, you know, a corrupt tree can't bring forth evil fruit, and you got to change your mind. My mind is wicked. That's exactly what she said to me. What can I say to that? The other nigga was like, my mind is wicked. It wasn't even on, like the first person, it was like you could hear the desperation. Second person, it was just like matter of fact, like it wasn't on so I'm happy with it, but it's like, shoot, I guess that's what it is then. And when you hear that, where does the cause go to where you want to change? Because if you say your mind is wicked and you've heard the word, that means the word has not penetrated your thoughts. It's not penetrated your mind to convert it and change it.
And you have to ask why.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not even asking why your mind's wicked. You know it's wicked. So then, how could you hear the word? That's dangerous. That's scary. See what I'm saying? Now, Lil Stanley was trying to tell the brother to give him a positive outlook. I can't do nothing but tell him, hey, shoot, if that's how you feel, that's where you're going. You don't change your way. That's all I can tell you.
You got the choice like you got breath, but that's something.
That's all I can tell you. Because you want to be able to say, no, no, no. But that's hard words for a grown man or woman to speak out their mouth. He made me to go to hell. And y'all know that the book say that there's people made for that.
It say that.
It say that. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you feel like you made for that, it's because you done gave yourself over to that thought process that that's what you want to do. And all I can tell you is you ain't got to go that direction.
Nope, still got breath in your body.
Because we was explaining to him, I'm like, bro, I can't go sleep with no woman right now. I'm going to hell. He said, ain't no repentance. You can't. I say, you could, because you don't really know the word like that. I do though. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't sit back and look at it, you know the word, and then you could go slide off and do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and think that man gonna look over that.
You know too much.
You know too much. It was better for you not to have never had known than to know and go turn from it. You know what I'm saying? See, don't nobody want to deal with the fact that y'all could have cut them off. But then if you sitting back and you looking at once you go to asking yourself, could you be cut off, you already know you're in a dangerous place. You know what I'm saying? Only because you know your thoughts and your actions that would cause you to make that statement. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody with you 24/7, 365. And definitely ain't nobody in your brain. You know what I'm saying? You know the thoughts that you be having. This nigga. Come on, bro. Don't you ever do that again. Why shoot you with your own gun? You ever do that again? You are, no, I'm not. I'm just going to act like that didn't even happen. I'm just going to act like that didn't even happen. Y'all don't sit there, just, whoo, boy.
I get you keep
Yeah. They right there. But for real though, I know I done went off a little bit on this, what I'm talking about though, but I want y'all to hear that and understand that and know that though. Because even though we ain't read no verse, I done told you what this book said the whole time I was talking to you though. You know what I'm saying? You got to make the decision today which direction you going to let your mind go in. You going to let your flesh direct your thoughts, or you going to let the word of the living Elohim direct your thoughts? Because that's a dangerous thing. I'm telling you, I was standing right there and there. I heard the brother say, God made me to go to hell. All I could say was like, man, that's no exaggeration. I just ain't calling no names, man. I had literally had 2 people tell me that their minds were wicked. And they heard plenty of words. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like somebody come to me and they ain't never heard no word. They say, yeah, man, my mind wicked. I expect it to be. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been hearing the word for an extended period of time, well, I don't even see how you can sit back and you can say that. And one of the people, boy, I dealt with this nigga every day. Every day. You know what I'm talking about? Text messages every day. Pull up to her front door every day. Pull up to her job. She come to my house. On the phone. Like, how is your mind still wicked? You know what I'm saying? That's my nigga.
Fighting for your spirit.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing because this is my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than...
Ain't no you, ain't no me.
Yeah, it's bigger than, oh, she's a woman, I might like her. Or this. It's bigger than that. This shows soul, nigga. Don't... Man, there's 2 things I care about with everybody. That's your salvation and your happiness. You know what I'm saying? All that extra stuff, man, they don't care about none of that. They don't care about none of that. Just like you say, mentioning that song, fighting for your spirit and your mind, because Satan after your mind. Because once he gets your mind, your body going to follow, because you're going to follow the lust of your flesh. That's what he after. Yahuwah after your mind. He know once he gets your mind, your ruach going to follow after him. What you going to do? But you can't be around here half-stepping, skinning and grinning, thinking it's sweet. Going to be sweet misket. You know what I'm talking about? And that fire, like this here, that's a good aroma right now.
He said mesquite.
Nah, not no brisket, not no mesquite.
Not no mesquite.
Not no mesquite, mesquite, nigga. You don't get the real name. Nigga, you messed up. You know what I'm saying? You messed up. Cause that's all Say gonna do, like I skeeted on you, nigga. Skirt! While he looking right at you. Just like we explained to the brother in the barbershop. Satan is the type of nigga that set you up for the fall and do you just like Denzel said in Training Day. It ain't nobody put a gun to your head. Ain't nobody make you smoke it.
I know you like to get wet though.
PCP, Sherm. You know what I'm saying? That's how he come at you. You can't let that man win like that. Then you just got to realize one thing. Everybody ain't going to be saved. Job 33 and 14. That's what you better start realizing. Everybody ain't going to be saved and keep it moving. He say, for Elohim speak once, yea twice, yet man perceive it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep fall upon men and slumberings upon the bed. Then he opened the ears of men and sealed their instruction, that he might withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. So we'll sit back and look at this, right? He said he keep back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. This is going to go back to what's in Job 26. Do you notice he said he opened a man's ears in the night to keep him back from perishing?
When Mashiach went down to the grave and preached to the spirits.
Even when he got up, he preached to him at nighttime. But the key thing is he said to hide pride from man. See, that pride is dangerous. There's a reason why he said this here, right? Because testimony of Yahushua is the Ruach of prophecy, right? That's what Revelation 19 and 10 say, right? So you knowing that the manifestation of the prophecy or the dream, because just like he just mentioned, this man got a dream when he was laying down in the grave. He's sleepy, getting a dream and visions of the night. To keep people back from the sword. This man's whole purpose is to keep you from getting hit with the sword. You know what I'm saying? Because the man coming back with a sword. But you notice he say this vision or a dream. Now we look at Jeremiah 23. Then we look at Exodus 15. What is that? What is that? Where we going? 23 and 26. 25. Jeremiah 23 and 25. So when you look at that, right, he said he want to hide pride from man. Hiding pride from man is very, very important because we know that James chapter 4 tells us Elohim resisteth the proud. and give favor unto the humble. When you turn around and you look at Genesis chapter 4 with Cain and Abel, he resisted Cain because of his pride. He resisted Ahab because of his pride. He resisted the scribes and Pharisees because of their pride. He resisted Nebuchadnezzar because of his pride. We'll look at that in a moment. Jeremiah 23 and 25. I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophet that have a dream, let him tell a dream. And he that have my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat? Is not my word like as a fire, saith Yahuwah, that and like a hammer that break the rock in pieces? Now you let them niggas in New York tell you that, talking about Martin Luther King Jr. See, he said he had a dream, but Martin Luther King Jr. was not prophesying about you serving Baal or any deity. This man was talking about a vision that he had, that a race of people could coexist peacefully. There was no mention of any God in this man's speech, if I'm not mistaken. If it was, I'll stand corrected at that time, because I don't remember what was in that speech, nor do I care. I never liked Martin Luther King when I was young. Nigga was weak to me.
Passive.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't feeling that dude. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just,
I was Malcolm X in like 4th grade, and that was it.
That was it for me. That's who my people brought to me. They ain't bring no Martin Luther King Jr. to me, man. I read about that. I don't want to read about that nigga busting you upside the head with a billy club. You straight on that. I'm telling you, I'm finna overcome my boot in your behind crack. That wasn't finna happen. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm like, knowing my personality, I can't say how I would have been then. Man, I'd have been like, man, I ain't boycotting nothing. Screw them, man. They water fountain and they toilet.
Yeah, I know it's the generation to allow certain people to be born, because he couldn't.
You know what I'm saying? Me just knowing how my mind is, oh, they'd have killed me. Because I'm not finna sit here and let nobody hit me upside the head to sit at no lunch counter. Man, screw the crack lunch counter. I make my own lunch counter.
I already got my own lunch counter. What I care about your lunch counter?
That's how I'm gonna look at it. That's because that's just how I feel, period. If you don't like me, I don't like you. If you don't want me, I don't want you. If you don't want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to you. It ain't nothing personal, but if that's how you feel, then that's how I feel. It don't even matter if I do want to talk to you. You know what I'm talking about? But if that's how, I ain't finna beg you to talk to me. I'm not finna beg, please let me eat at your table, son. I still want a sandwich and some pie. No, nigger, and hit me upside the head with a club. No, man. Boy, I couldn't have been out there in the 60s, man. No axe handle Saturday. Y'all busting niggas upside the head with an axe handle.
Spraying water cannons.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm good at that. I'm good on that. Ain't finna butt me. Soon as he would have went and came with that axe handle hit, oh boy, we finna fight, cuz. Oh, we got to fight. He just finna walk. An axe handle?
I think there was fighting out there.
I know they were. God, an axe handle, cuz, that's gonna hurt.
What behind Wilson?
Them things heavy, man. You finna hit me with that, cuz. But check it, right? So we done established that he speak to a prophet in a vision or a dream, and they speaking out of volition, because he said, notice what he said in Job 33. He opens their ear to instruction. That's what he said, right? We'll just see what the word is for instruction. I ain't gonna say it say Torah and it don't say that. So let's see what it say. We ain't gonna say it say that and it don't say it. We don't want to sit back and say that's what the man said, that ain't what he said. He said he opened the ears of men. You know what the book say. Faith come by hearing, and hearing come by the word. He say, my ear have heard you. That's what he said in Job. Now my eye have seen you. Then he say he sealed their instruction. And that is Mosar. That's discipline and correction. So let's look at 2 Timothy 3 and 16 then. Since he say that's for discipline and correction, admonition and instruction then. He said that's what he do with a bit. So that's what the dream ought to do then. What Lizzie got going? 2 Timothy 3 and 16. Make it 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And that from a child thou hast known the Kadesh scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Yahushua HaMashiach. All scripture is given by inspiration of Elohim. Ain't that what Job 33 just told you? And it's profitable for doctrine, for reproof, and for correction. So they go to Mosar right there. He said that's when he opened your ear up then. Somebody Somebody sounds upset. For instruction in righteousness, that the man of Elohim may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto good works. So now we sit back and see that that's what he was saying. These prophets who speak in these dreams, that didn't come. You ain't spoke the word that you have spoken. So let's look at Exodus 15 and 13.
No.
Oh, she asking for water. You want to pee in the bed, little buddy? You ain't got but a little bladder. You ain't got a big bladder. What it is? Exodus 15 and 13? That ain't Exodus 15. Is that Exodus 13? I'm sorry, Genesis 15 and 13. I'm tripping. My bad, y'all. Genesis 15 and 13. I'm tripping. All right, y'all ready? Genesis 15 and 13. Y'all ready for this here? Let's see what it says. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward they shall come out with great substance. Let's look at Exodus chapter 12 for backstory, about verse 43. Then Galatians 3 and about verse 13. So he said, the reason why I'm mentioning this here, because you have Hebrews, mainly from New York, and the offsprings of them people who run with them, that say, see, we came over here on slave ships in Jamestown in 1619, and see, we going to leave here in 2019. There is a problem with that assertion. A major flaw in it. If anybody got an idea of what that major flaw could be, you can speak at this time as we motor on over here to Exodus chapter 12, about verse 43. 12 and 43. Make sure we want to get straight on to the point. Actually, it's 36, I believe. We'll look at 35. And the children of Yasharal did according to the word of Moses. They borrowed of the Egyptian of jewels, of silver, and jewels of gold, and raiment. And Yahuwah gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Sounds like they're coming out with some great substance then, Anna. And the children of Yasharal journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, besides children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, in flocks and herds, and even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of dough, which they brought forth out of Mizraim, for it was not yet leavened, because they were thrust out of Mizraim and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Yasharal who dwelt in Mizraim was 430 years. That's how long they were there, right? 430 years. Well, let's look at Galatians 3 and 13 then. They was there for 430 years. They wasn't even there for 400. Now, it depends who you talk to when it comes to how long we've been over here. Some say 1492.
Some say 14.
Some say 1555. You know what I'm saying? Well, if we say 1492, then it's supposed to have been up in 1892. If we say 1555, it's supposed to have been done up in 1995.
Some say 1619.
And that means but we're focusing on 1619. Because 1619 would be what year? 2019, right? And what year are we in right now?
26.
So that means there's some certain things that would need to go down.
Not very soon, not immediately.
Yesterday. It's some thing that supposed to went down yesterday. If this narrative is correct. See, we just deal with what the book say. Like we were talking with a brother was like, everybody reads the Bible and they have their own interpretation. Hold on, look at Acts chapter 7 real fast. Acts 7 and 1. Just look at Acts 7 and 1. See, there is no interpretation. Because we know what Peter told us. No scripture is of any private interpretation. You know what I'm saying? So that means there's no personal understanding. There's no personal viewpoint. The book says what it says. You gotta, if your understanding, your perspective don't line up with the book, then that means there's something wrong with you. Because there ain't nothing wrong with the book. It's something wrong with you. I heard dudes say, y'all worship a book. No, nigga. We worship the man who gave the word that's in the book. Now that we're bowing down, oh, holy book. Please deliver me, book. Come on, man. It's retarded. It's a nigga on my page like, who was the first black Hebrew Israelite in America. I'm thinking to myself, nigga, if you don't believe in the word, why are you spending all your time trying to discredit it? Because I know all these dudes ain't spending all their time trying to get you to believe it.
And they even saying a black Hebrew Israelite, that's the same way that they're white Hebrew
Yeah.
Israelites.
What'd you say now? Like, I don't understand that. If you don't believe in the book, why are you spending all your time reading it and trying to get on people who do? Because I don't spend my time worrying about how to prove it to somebody who don't. I really don't. I spend my time trying to focus on those who believe. And if I run across somebody who don't know, that maybe Yahuwah will open their heart that they might receive it, that they may know. Other than that, look here, there's a couple people that have been in my car, and he led me to hit them with some word, bro. I ain't seen or heard from them people. They were like, well, I want to come around. I want to do this, want to do that. I ain't seen them. They ain't called my phone or nothing. Then said the high priest, are those things so? And he said, men and brethren and fathers, hearken, the Elohim of esteem appeared unto our father Abraham when he was in Mesopotamia before he dwelt in Charan. And he said unto him, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred, and come into the land which I shall show thee. Then came he out of the land of the Chaldeans and dwelt in Charan, and from thence, when his father was dead, he removed him into his land wherein he now dwell. And he gave them none inheritance in it, not so much as to set his foot on. Yet he promised that he would give it to him for possession and to his seed after him, when he yet had no child. And Elohim spake on this wise, that his seed should sojourn in a strange land, and that they should bring them into bondage and entreat them 400 years, and the nation to whom they shall be in bondage will I judge, said Elohim, and after that they shall come forth and serve me in this place. So again, this is talking about when you came up out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Now let's look at, excuse me. Let's sit back and let's look at, oh man, now I gotta do it because it just hit my head. Come over here to Galatians 3 and 13. I gotta do it now. I wasn't gonna do it, but now I gotta do it. He said he'll come out of Egypt right after 400 years, right? Great substance. Three and 13, Galatians. Mashiach have redeemed us from the curse of the Torah, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is everyone that hang on the tree. That the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahushua HaMashiach, that we might receive the promise of the Ruach through faith. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men. Though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannul or add thereto. Now to the Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Mashiach. And this I say, that the covenant that was confirmed before of Elohim and Mashiach, the Torah was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effect. For if the inheritance be of the Torah, there's no more of promise, but Elohim gave it to Abraham by promise. When did he make him that promise? In Genesis 15, then, didn't he? So that means that's not talking about nobody, no 1619 and no 2019. But as you know, I got to do with this, though. If I don't do this, I would be remiss. Acts chapter 2. Verse what? 24. He said he come out of Egypt, great substance. Acts 2 and 24. And after that, Ephesians 4 and 8. Make it 22. Acts 2 and 22. Ye men of Yasharal, hear these words. Yahushua Nazareth, a man approved of Elohim, whom you by miracles and wonders and signs, which Elohim did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Him being delivered by the determinate counsel and foreknowledge of Elohim, ye have taken by wicked hands, have crucified and slain. Whom Elohim have raised up, having loosed the pains of death, because it was not possible that he should be beholden of it. For David speak concerning him, I foresaw Yahuwah always before my face, for he is on my right hand, that I should not be moved. Therefore did my heart rejoice, and my tongue was glad. Moreover also my flesh shall rest in hope. Because thou wilt not leave my soul in Sheol, neither will thou suffer thy Kadesh one to see corruption. After 400 years, he got to come out of Egypt with great substance, right? And then come into place, which I promised you, right? Look at something that hit my mind in Luke chapter 13, verse 31, I should say, before we look at Ephesians chapter 4, verse 8. Praise Yahuwah for the Lamb. Luke 13 and 31. The same day there came certain of the Pharisees, saying unto him, Get thee out and depart hence, for Herod will kill thee. And he said unto them, Go ye and tell that fox, Behold, I cast out devils, and I do cures today and tomorrow, and the third day I shall be perfected. Nevertheless, I must walk today and tomorrow and the day following, for it cannot be that a prophet perish out of Jerusalem. So he got to come and inherit this place. That's what he promised Abraham. They'll come out and get this place. So he's got to come up out of Mizraim and get this place. And he's got to come out and he say the nation that would afflict them would be judged. Ain't that what it said? Look at John chapter 16. 16 to 7. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth, it is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you, but if I depart, I will send him unto you. And when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment. Did he not reprove the Egyptians for sin? Of sin because they believe not on me. Did Pharaoh believe? Of righteousness because I go to my Father and you see me no more. Of judgment because the prince of this world is judged. Was not Pharaoh judged? Was he not the one that afflicted children of Yashra? When you turn around and you look at who was the one afflicting the master, it was the adversary working through these people. How can we be able to sit back and make that assertion? Let's look at John 13 real fast, just for a smart nigga.
That nigga wanted to ascertain so bad.
Yeah. No, I was saying I had assertion in my head, but that wasn't what was coming out.
That's a
Yeah, that's crazy. But everybody know that happened. You got the word in your head, that ain't what's coming out though.
Known for murdering the word. Used to be.
John 13 and 1. He said he been on trial for murdering 7 words. Boy, I just seen a story where a nigga son somebody go murder a witness in a home invasion trial. And they done caught this damn young nigga up. Nigga son, his 17-year-old brother killed the dude. Dude, he killed him too.
Yeah. I seen it. Nah, he got his brother caught up.
Yeah.
No, robbery charge.
For a robbery charge. He said, man, I'm looking at that 15 to 30, bro, telling not to testify.
And they're looking at that much on the robbery?
Probably not. He was going to trial though.
nigga probably what? Robert on what, like 5?
Oh no. 30.
If he had a weapon in the midst of
Armed robbery, he had a home invasion. That's natural life.
Well,
Because that means they was at the house.
Yeah, Florida, home invasion is a first-degree felony. You pretty much gonna get natural life.
Well,
Robbery itself is 15 years. Armed robbery, 30. You always remember, third-degree felony 5, second-degree felony 15, first-degree felony 30. That's the maxes.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they probably would have banged cars for about a dime. John 13 and 1. Now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahushua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end. And supper being ended, the devil, having now put into the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. So we got to look at something, right? The devil has put it into this man's mind to do something. Let's look at Galatians. Let's just bear with me right this here. Come over here to Exodus 6 and 1. We're going to get over here to Ephesians chapter 4. We might not even get to the framework of the sons of thunder. I might have say that like this here because it's going in a little different direction. But you got to sit back and see what, because it's really what we really looking at is, you looking at what he said, that he sealed your instruction at night to hide you from pride. You know what I'm saying? See, it was the pride of Judas Iscariot, and it's the pride of these men where they'll stand out here and tell you that 2019 the master coming by. And we still hold in Matthew chapter 24 too. Got to be smoking some good rocks too. I'm talking about he got to be on some cocaine from the 70s. Wowzers.
Don't taste like it. You can't do that.
Never liked Crown Royal. It's disgusting. It's like drinking syrup.
Ain't no sugar in that.
Oh yeah, 6 and 1. Or is it 5 and 1 out of time? Exodus 5 and 1. You know what I'm saying? I just said because we used to keep the work in the crown, you know what I'm saying? I used to keep the crown royal by it, you know what I'm saying?
The purple bag.
Yes, sir. The purple bag, purple side, purple and gold. You know what I'm saying?
You got your sample.
Yeah, got that working now. I'll never forget that time I pulled up on that in-town suites behind that Checkers on St. John Block. That white boy looked, they said, I know what's in that bag. Said, come on, holler at me, man. We just some dope smoking boy from Georgia. And they shopped good. They shopped good. You hear me? They wasn't here for long.
It was that long enough.
They were here long enough. Got about a band up out of them. About 2-3 days. They were smoking their backs out. Ain't that much crack smoking in the world, boy.
But you lied.
Yeah, option. They said it's 5 and 1. Ain't enough to spend no $1,000 in no 2 days though. Ain't nothing that good.
You talked about another rock.
No, they just back to back.
Pacing himself.
It was a lot of them. It said, afterwards Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharal, let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, who is Yahuwah that I should obey his voice and let Yasharal go? I know not Yahuwah, neither will I let Yasharal go. So see right there, who? Because he said he would harden his heart. So who else gonna harden his heart to do that there but Satan? Because your father's the devil, the lust of your father you will do. See, I was going to say go to Galatians 5, but y'all know the works of the flesh because we've been talking about it the last couple of weeks. You know the adultery, the fornication. But the thing what we're looking at is sedation and heresies. When you look at this right here. Or strife. You know what I'm saying? See, sedation, heresies, and strife, the root of and contention, those 4 things right there, they're rooted in pride. You know what I'm saying? When you got somebody bringing a damnable heresy or a damnable doctrine that's contrary to the doctrine that you have heard and you've been taught, that's someone that's dealing in pride because they want somebody. That's what Satan wants. Serve me, worship me, honor me. When you look at strife and contention, you know what I'm talking about? And sedations, which is basically just discord, that's pride. You know what I'm saying? A nigga who got pride in their heart, they want niggas like this here try to break people up because I want you on my side. Versus this person's side is versus making it a collective group. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be no sides. You know what I'm saying? You can have a different perspective. You can have a different mentality, but nigga, you shouldn't be saying to literally divide niggas up. Because that's what Korah did. You know what I'm saying? That was pride. Who you think you is, Moses? You know what I'm saying? That was pride with Aaron and Miriam when they were like, Yahuwah, speak by us too. That was their pride that messed him up. That's why he was hot. That's why y'all let the ground swallow Korah and his company up. That's why he hit Miriam with the leprosy. That's why he say your daddy should have spit in your face. Because you had this pride, because you would have been humble. You wouldn't even opened your mouth and said that. That's why he said, because he said in Exodus 12, Numbers 12, that a prophet would be made known by a vision and a dream and Yah would appear unto him. Because that's when he going to open your ear and seal your instruction and correct you and admonish you in the way that you ought to go. To remove pride from your heart. Pride is the most dangerous disease on the planet. More dangerous than AIDS. More dangerous than cancer. More dangerous than Ebola. More dangerous than herpes in the mouth. You ever seen a nigga with herpes in the mouth?
Actually, yes.
It is disgusting.
Looks like barbecue sauce from a distance. Then you get close.
That nigga say he done actually seen a nigga sore bleeding.
It was a woman.
Woo!
I thought she had barbecue sauce on her lip. And then...
Because it's like they say, everybody got herpes. Well, that's what a cold sore is.
I don't get cold sores.
You know what I'm saying, man? It sits
A
dormant.
lot of people do.
No, I mean, it sits dormant, though.
Tell us about you.
I mean, I'm dead serious. See, when we talk about, you talking about herpes simplex B.
I'm talking about...
The sexually transmitted disease. But herpes itself, that's in every human, that's all a cold sore is. But see, they go away. Cold sores go away.
Yeah. Herpes goes away.
But it comes back.
So do cold sores.
You might have a cold sore come back, what, once every 7 years?
I knew a dude was getting cold sores every time he got cold.
Something wrong with him. He might have had herpes.
You got it.
Because see, the difference is you must not necessarily have, that's a cold sore. When you usually get a herpes, you usually get them in your nether regions. You know, your private parts. Lesions and sores that look quite disgusting. Somebody told me this today in the barbershop. I don't know how true it is. They said what Chris Ivory would miss that game for.
That's what it was.
No, they say he had something called testicle twisting. Or basically, his testicles were twisted.
What?
Hey, She's hating on somebody. What you say?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I get testicular cancer crossing your nuts now.
Nuts in this bunch.
I couldn't understand the second word because he kept saying it, but he was like, yeah, man, that's what he was. That's why he was in the hospital for. Woke up and his testicles were not in the place that they should have been.
How do you know that? Well, I'm sure you know that.
Somebody knows what he was in the hospital for because he didn't want to tell nobody. And understandably so, because that really ain't nobody's business. You know, like them white folks kept asking, like I ain't even really sat back and thought like nan time, like man, I wonder what Chris Ivory was in the hospital. Like you see the story, I was like, man, you wonder what's wrong with him. Then after the story, you don't think about it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Meditated on it.
But somebody in the barbershop said something about it. I forgot how he said he came across him. Who even knows it's true? But he say look it up, the affliction. I ain't never look it up.
That sounds like
I don't want to see
affliction.
the image.
Who you tell? Because I remember niggas saying look up that blue waffle. I wish I'd have never did that.
Ooh, I've heard of that one before.
Boy, that blue waffle, boy, you don't want to look at that, boy. Because it don't look like a waffle, I tell you that.
Look like cauliflower.
It's blue though.
Correctly.
It doesn't look like a waffle.
It don't look like a waffle, I tell you that. And it's even worse when it's on a woman's vagina.
You can't even see that.
It's disgusting. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, if that don't make you want to keep your penis in your pants and your leg closed till you get married, I don't know what is. Cause boy, these niggas around here passing all stuff, boy, is literally ungodly.
And the vaccines don't work no more.
You know what I'm saying? Not for real, now. Literally ungodly. Look at 2 Corinthians chapter 3 though. Matter of fact, yeah, 2 Corinthians chapter 3.
Because that's a sexually transmitted disease.
No, look at Ephesians chapter 4.
But this olive leaf can help with herpes.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? So when you see that Pharaoh's heart was hardened through his pride, same thing would happen with Judas. This is why the Most High said in Ezekiel 36 that he had to take that heart of stone out of you and give you a heart of flesh. Because that heart of stone is symbolizing a stiff neck. Rebellion and stubbornness. Rebellion and stubbornness is the root of pride. When somebody telling you not to do something, or giving you, giving you counsel that you shouldn't take a particular course of action. But you already got it made up in your mind that this is what you're going to do. You're not even really trying to hear the plausible points they may have on, that might not be something you should do. And that's the stiffening of the neck. That's that hard heart, the word can't penetrate it. That's why he say, lest the deceitfulness of sin come in and deceive you, and your heart get hard and you perish. That's why he say admonish one another while today is still called today. Because it ain't hard for your heart to get hard now. He say pride come before destruction. So before this man kill you, your pride is what's going to lead to your death. And truth be told, that is the number one trespass and going to be the cause of death for many. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to necessarily breaking no Sabbath, worshiping no idols, wearing no cross. It's going to be that pride when somebody tried to tell you that. Or it's going to be the pride of you thinking you better than niggas. See, I know niggas thought I was better than niggas based on the precepts a nigga would drop them because of the volume of which I would drop them. But like I told you, man, I'm putting work on the street. You know what I'm saying? You mad at me because I'm going to flood the block, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You coming around here with these little bitty rocks. I'm coming around here with big rocks and we going to flood them. Gonna flood the whole street. You know what I'm saying? Like we pumping work out here because we don't know how long we gonna be around here. So we trying to get all the money we can get and dip. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to be around here all day long pumping these little nickels. You know what I'm saying? These little dot rocks. We got these fat slugs out here, man, and we finna flood it, get all the cash and go. And we gonna go to the next spot and flood that one. You know what I'm saying? But the only reason why you do that because you confident in what you're doing. The only reason why you confident in what you're doing because you know what you have. You know what I'm saying? If you know who you serve, then that confidence is not puffed upness or arrogance. It's the confidence in the person. If you know you got a product or a service and you know it's good, you don't walk around like carrying yourself like I know I'm better. It shows. You don't even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to tell nobody I got the best apples on the. They already know you got it. You ain't got to tell nobody I got the best tea or I got the best clothes. Niggas already know. You ain't never heard me walk around and say, boy, I'm the best on this, that, that, and the third. It's niggas come tell me, boy, you one of the best Hebrews out here. This is what niggas done came and tell. I don't walk like this, nigga. I don't care. I don't even know all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even think about these niggas. We just out here moving this work. That's just like, you ain't got to tell nobody you real. Nigga will tell you. That's why the book say, don't boast out of your own mouth. Let another man praise thee. If you got to tell a nigga you this and you that, you not. You know what I'm saying? It shows a nigga's going to mention it. Oh yeah, bro got that word. You know what I'm saying? I had a dude, man, we were talking to him on the phone about the word. Dude say, boy, I heard of you, boy. They say you crazy. I ain't never seen this man, heard this man before, told this man before in my life. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's the work that you putting out in the street. You know what I'm saying? That's why the dude used to bring us on Debate Talk for You, because he heard the work we were putting out on the street. He said, yeah, man, I need you to come out here and put some work out over here on my block, man. I've been seeing that stuff you pumping, man. That's good stuff, man. Come pump that over here. We ain't come tell him, yeah, man, you need to have me over here, man. You need to have, we got good work. Ain't got to do none of that. I seen a quote, man. That's real talk. He said, don't be a person that need a client, but be a person that clients need. You know what I'm saying? That means you ain't looking for nobody to get no work. They looking for you. You know what I'm saying? The master wasn't looking for nobody, to be honest. They were looking for him.
For a long time.
For a long time. And when he came on the scene, they stayed looking for him. He didn't have to go find nobody to hit no word for. They were coming looking to get the word from him. Because they already heard, boy. You heard of YAH Nazareth? Yeah. Well, he got that word. Where he at? They went looking for him. Man, I forgot where we were going. Oh, Ephesians chapter 4, verse 8. So look what he said, right? We just building up talking about coming out of Egypt with great substance. Just bear with me, right? Because he said he came out with jewels of gold and silver. Remember when we looked at with that gold last week? That gold was referring to the gifts of the Ruach, wasn't it? Let's see what that means. Wherefore he saith, back it up. Verse 7. But to every one of us is given favor according to the measure of the gift of Mashiach. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. Now that he ascended, what is that? What is but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the rest. He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all Shamahim, that he might fill all things. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the Kadeshim, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Mashiach. So if we sit back and we done went over this before, right, with Yahusha going into Mizraim again with ships, right? So that means did he not go? Now, of course, he wasn't there for 400 years. You know what I'm talking about? But did he not go into Mizraim and was he afflicted? Did he not come out with great substance? And did he not get afflicted by these people, and the same people that afflicted him got judged? Because the person that afflicted him was the devil. You know what I'm talking about? How did the devil afflict him? He afflicted him through men. Because we just read it. He just entered into Judas' heart to betray him. And who did Judas go get? Some Gentiles, right? Who did the Gentiles serve? 2 Corinthians chapter 11. Let's see who the Gentiles served then. Because we talking about Romans here, ain't it? I'm sorry, is it 10? Oh, it's 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Man, I'm hot. But I know I am. I've been hot all day. Doggone Gentiles. Yes, sir. 10 and about 18.
Oh, you drunk that hot behind the
Tito.
Oh, it's originally correct.
They talking about drink hot tea and you ain't gonna be hot. Why you
I'm
think?
usually not, man. I'm usually very.
I said, why you think people drink hot tea in the wintertime? It warms the body. Let's get some hot apple cider, Johnny. Sit by the fire.
Don't stay hot.
Sit by the fire.
Seriously.
Behold, Yasharal after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say I then, that the idol is anything, or that which is offered in sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to Elohim. And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils. Acts 16, that Roman tell you it's not lawful for us to observe your customs. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? These people worshiping devils. You understand what I'm telling you? So it's quite natural that the devil is the one who afflicted him, because that's who's ruling these people, and that's inside of them. That's who was using them to bring that about. You think, you know what I'm talking about? Now Yahuwah is directing the whole plate, but it's Satan that's it. If Satan ain't the one that's afflicting the man, being representative of Pharaoh, why would he need to enter into Judas' heart? He wouldn't need to do that now, would he? You know what I'm talking about? See, messing with Satan, Satan hard your heart, had that pride in your life. See, with that pride hollering at them scribes like, let me get some of them shekels, man. Them shekels looking real good right now, what you got right now, man. Let me get them shekels. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring you that nigga tomorrow, man. I ain't never like him anyway. I said that in the barbershop too, man. And I told y'all this before. When it get real, man, these niggas gonna tell on you faster than the nigga on first 48. 1 Corinthians chapter 12. He said he'll come out with great substance, right? Well, you need to see what the substance is that he came out of Egypt with. He came out with gold and silver, right? That's what it said, right? And he borrowed of the Egyptians of raiment. So when you look at this, I wasn't intended on showing the master out of it, but it has to be done. So if he coming out with raiment, what was he coming out with? The Ruach HaKodesh. If he coming out with silver and gold, he coming out with the things of the Ruach. He say, man, I counsel you to buy gold and me tried in the fire that you might be rich. You know what I'm saying? Say this man, through his poverty that you were made rich. How were you made rich? 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 5 will tell you. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Ruach. And there are difference of administrations, but the same master. There are diversities of operations, but it's the same Elohim, which work all in all. But the manifestation of the Ruach is given to every man to profit withal. For to every one is given by the Ruach the word of wisdom. So what's one of the substances he came out with? Skill in war. He say, watch and pray. For the Ruach is willing and the flesh is weak. Now the Son of Elohim is giving you the victory that if you believe on his name, you can overcome. He said, be of good cheer, I'll overcome the world. This man has given you the skill to overcome the world in the flesh. He said, if you believe in the Son of Elohim, you ought to walk as he walked, then the love of Elohim be perfected in you. He said, there's no condemnation to those that live in Yahushua HaMashiach. So therefore, he gave you the wisdom or the skill to know how to war. So if you find yourself losing battles against the flesh and against the world, it's because you are not taking heed to the skill that the man gave you to do to fight that battle. You know what I'm saying? I say, he ain't called no names, but like I said, it's one of our people I'm very proud of. Because they know that they was in a situation where it would have caused them to do this, that, there, and the third. And they used skill in war to be able to handle themselves in a particular fashion so that they would not transgress. That's using wisdom and skill in war. Because I'm fighting a war in the flesh and a war against the adversary. I see how the adversary is coming at me and I know how my flesh is going to react. So before I make a move, I will sit down and look at it this here and then make war. You know, the book of Proverbs tell you to seek many counselors before you go to war. You know what I'm saying? So when you sit back and look at it, what you supposed to do? You supposed to consult the word and consult those who have the word before you actually step on the battlefield. But you know, some of y'all, your pride don't allow you to consult the word or consult those with wisdom and consult those who had a word before you go out there to battle, and you end up like King Ahab, getting killed right there on the battlefield. That's what ends up happening. Because you do like King Ahab did. You get you some prophets, about 400 of them, and they tell you everything you want to hear, and they be like this here, and somebody be like, is there another prophet of you we can inquire of? Yeah, Micaiah, but I hate him. Because he never speaks well concerning me. He never tells me what I want to hear. So I would rather gather me 400 men that will tell me exactly what I want to hear. So they told you go up and fight, knowing that nigga you gonna get murdered. You should always sit back and look at that when the people around you that they always telling you what you want to hear, or they always going along with what you say. That's to sit back and maybe I might want to reassess that or seek another opinion. Ain't nothing wrong with getting multiple opinions on the topic, man. Like I know some of y'all might ask my opinion on something, then go ask somebody else. That don't bother me none. You know what I'm saying? The book tell you that. Seek many counselors before going to war. Just make sure you seek somebody who got some sense. Just don't sit down and ask anybody. For one is given by the Ruach the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Ruach, and to another faith by the same Ruach, to another gifts of healing by the same Ruach, to another the working of miracles, to another prophets, to another discerning of Ruachs, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another interpretation of tongues. But all these work that one and self-same Ruach, dividing to every man severally as he will. This is the great substance that he came with. Because if I'm not mistaken, this would also justify, I'm just looking to make sure that that's where that's at. This would also justify this passage in Isaiah the 53rd chapter. Because in Isaiah the 53rd chapter, I'll make sure that's where that's at. Right there in verse 12, he said, I will divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong. Because he hath poured out his soul unto death, he was numbered with the transgressors, and bare the sin of many, and made intercession for the transgressors. So dividing the spoil, or the substance. You just read in Exodus chapter 12 how he said they spoiled the Egyptians. You just read how they said they would come out with great substance. And now you see the master coming out with great substance and dividing the spoil with the people. He came up out of Mizraim with you. He did just like Moses did. And he divided the spoil amongst the people. Because he had to go into, he had to be afflicted for 400 years too. He had to come up out of there with great substance too. He had to sit back. The people that did that, they had to be judged too. The prince of this world was judged. And then people said, let his blood be on our children's children. And they were judged too. But getting back to the matter which we started with, praise y'all for a little bit of understanding off these niggas' stupidity. I thank y'all for that. You know what I'm saying? This nigga said 2019 and it's over. Let's look at Matt. Oh, y'all thought we had forgot about that. You know we got to deal with some real stuff, some good understanding before we deal with these niggas' stupidity, right? Matthew 24. Y'all understood that though? That makes sense how that happened to that man? Matthew 24. Matthew 24. Let's see something right. Matthew chapter 24 by verse 15. Make it 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. See, these brothers think that because you preaching that we the children of Yasharal, that that's the gospel. What is the gospel? Indeed. What is the gospel in another instance? Huh? No, that ain't the gospel. That's what Corey said. That's part of it. But truth be told, that ain't the gospel either. The good news is the death and resurrection of the Son. Huh? Yeah, that's the gospel. Look at Romans 16 and 24. That's how you know the end ain't coming. 25 actually. Now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach according to the revelation of the mystery which was kept secret since the world began, but is now made manifest by the scriptures of the prophets according to the commandment of the everlasting Elohim, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith. Hold on, man. I'm going to make it plain. Straight out of the New Testament. I'm going to make it plain. I'm going to grab one verse out the Old. I'm going to make it plain. 2 Corinthians 4. The gospel is the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach. That is the good news. The law is not the good news. What good news come out the law? 2 Corinthians 4 and 2. Make it 4 and 1. I'm asking a sincere question because I would expect Bert to say that based off the knowledge and understanding that he has at this time. So I ain't mad at him for his answer because where he's at this time, that's the answer that I would expect him to give. Some of y'all, I would not expect y'all to give that answer. Matter of fact, honestly, I would expect none of y'all to give that answer. Truthfully. You know what I'm saying? Because you should know better. You understand what I'm saying? But when you look at it, remember, right? We just already read that. The law was not of promise. He didn't promise Abraham a law. He promised Abraham a land. He promised his children would come out of bondage and get great substance. So the promise is something that is of faith. The law is not the good news because you already had the law. So that's not the good news. See, when the master went to go, and like y'all stated, which y'all basically saying preach him, you just not wording it that way. Because it does say he began to preach the gospel, and he said, repent, for the kingdom of Shamahim is at hand. But the key thing to let you know that they was talking about him is he said the reign of on high, or the reign of eternal. Because Shamahim is eternal, correct? So when he's saying that, he's telling you about the eternal reign, the eternal kingdom. So when he's telling you about the eternal kingdom, and we know one of the words, or one of the key words in Shamahim is Ma'im, which is waters, we see Ruach there. How else do you get the Ruach? But believing on the Son, as the scripture has said. And now we begin to see that he was preaching himself. And now we begin to see that this gospel that he speaks of is the testimony of himself. And if that is not being preached in the earth, then the end is not near. And the reason why he makes that statement, when we go back to Matthew chapter 24, is he begins to run down the things that will happen. See, if dudes actually look at the text and stop trying to apply every single solitary world event, they sound like these Christians, man, with the stuff that they be doing. That's fear mongering, bro. I'm going to tell y'all something real, and we're going to read it in a second. Boy, these niggas don't want that man to come back here. Believe you me. All these niggas talking about, I want America to be destroyed. No, you don't. The last thing you want to see is Yahushua crap that side open. Because you're going to hell. Because you're not ready. Truth be told, as wicked as this world is, and if you a true Kadeshim, it's a vex your Ruach every day. But at the same token, you will want this man to take as long as he needs. To make sure that not only that you right, but like Paul said, my hope is that all Yasharal be saved. That all those that are ordained for salvation get themselves in line and in order to be ready to meet their king in the sky and forever be with him. You will want this man to be patient and as long suffering as he needs to be. You don't want to rush this man back here and you get caught with your drawers down. That ain't what you want. 2 Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. See, I'm going to tell y'all something too. Because I know a lot of people be dealing with a lot of things. I done felt like it, man. Always remember that there, man, knowing that you done received the mercy of your Elohim, to be immersed in his name, and to hear his word, and to hear the testimony of his son. Stand strong. Even when you get weak, man, just sit back and look at it. Don't fall out, though. Let his strength renew you day by day in the inward, man, the way you run, but you don't get weary, and to keep on going. And let that man who loved you and died and gave himself for you strengthen you in the inward, man, that you keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the things of this life and stupid individuals and all that stuff weigh you down. Because always remember this here. If a man ain't sealed by the Ruach, the adversary can use it. And when I say that, meaning because they'll be concerned with the things that be of man and not the things that be of Elohim. So they'll come at you with carnal things. And once you see that, then you recognize that that is the adversary at work. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be contrary, which is pride, because that's what Satan is. He's a proud individual. So that's one of the attributes that he uses to end people the most. Is pride. It's one of his biggest avenues to use next to ego, which is proof be told same thing. But we have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Elohim deceitfully. Because remember what he say in Jeremiah, he say, cursed be him that do the work of Yahuwah deceitfully. Boy, that man said, you good and damn, boy, you try to do this man work and it's deceit in your heart. You ought to go to hell. But by manifestation of the truth, committing ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Elohim. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the esteemed gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of Elohim, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves, but Yahushua HaMashiach, the Master, and ourselves your servants, for Yahushua's sake. For Elohim, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, have shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the esteem of Elohim in the face of Yahushua HaMashiach. Now I was going to tell y'all now, right there in Isaiah chapter 53, probably about verse 11, maybe 10, it say the knowledge of my righteous servant shall justify many. These niggas tell you Yasharal is the righteous servant. What is the knowledge of us, this wicked people? How that's going to justify anybody? When the justification of Abraham was through faith. That's why in Acts 26 he told Paul, he said, man, I came that they might turn from darkness to light, from Satan to Elohim, that they might receive forgiveness of sins and be sanctified by the faith that is in me. So in order for you to get the faith that is in him, he has to be preached unto you. So therefore the gospel is the preaching of Yahushua HaMashiach. That's why this man told you to search the scriptures, because in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. So it's bigger than just knowing that Genesis 15:13, the master fulfilled that. It's understanding and knowing that he suffered affliction and died to receive the substance. So then you got to turn around and sit back and look at that you got to be willing to suffer affliction to receive the substance. Those people were afflicted in Egypt. See, I didn't go into that in great detail as I could and as I've had done in times past. See, because most of y'all know enough word. Not all y'all, because some of y'all new to it. And you know, if you got questions or things you don't quite understand, you know, you can just holler at me on this particular matter and I'll sit down and show it to you. But for the sake of time, most of the brothers and sisters on here, they know this already. Y'all know Exodus chapter 1 say them people were afflicted and served with rigor. We just read in Exodus 5 where it say this man would not let them go. His heart was hardened because of his pride. You know the afflictions of your forefathers in Mizraim. And you know when they left up out of there, when the time was up, they left with great substance and spoiled these people. See, the master came back and took death away from Hashatan and destroyed it. Took it from him. That man went in the grave and came out with great substance and divided that spoil with the strong. Who is the strong? But those who trust in Yahuwah. For trust in Yahuwah is everlasting strength. He say, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Affliction. Don't even sit back and look at it. That the strength of Elohim was made perfect when the children of Yasharal were being afflicted in Egypt. And how Pharaoh and the Egyptians were thorns in their side to buffet them. And that they were made perfect through that weakness. Because he brought them out through the Red Sea, symbolizing their immersion and being born again. Then they were given the law. But they were given a law after receiving the gift of faith. But when they came out, they really didn't believe. That's why he said there's some of you here that believe not. Because the master knows who those that would betray him. You understand what I'm saying? So now when we turn around and we look at what happened to the master, and we turn around and we apply that to us, we would have to understand that we will be afflicted. The master prayed in John 17. He said, I don't pray that you take them from take them out of the world, but that you what? Deliver them from evil. Ain't that what he said? So we don't sit back and pray, oh, take me out of the world, but deliver me from the evil. That's what Yahuwah did with the children of Yasharal. He delivered them from the evil. He delivered them from Pharaoh. So now we sit back and look at as we're going through that tribulation that we have to suffer it. We have to suffer that affliction, because when it's over, we'll come out with great substance, which is the things that are of the Ruach, the gifts that are of the Ruach, and the number one gift, which is eternal life, and that we would inherit the kingdom, which will never perish and never fail, and which will endure forever. This is what you're supposed to take when we go over these testimonies of the master. That's what you're supposed to take. You're supposed to look at him, then we look at him, and then we see how what happened to him applies to us, and then we conform ourselves unto that. And you know what happens when we conform ourselves unto that? We become like him. And when we become like him, then the Father recognizes us, because the Father will not recognize nothing but Yahushua. He don't want to see Corey. He don't want to see Stanley. He don't want to see Shayla. He don't want to see Kira. He don't want to see Lil Muffin. He don't want to see Dwight. He don't want to see D. He don't want to see none of that. All he want to see is Yahushua HaMashiach. That's why he say there's neither male nor female. All he want to see is his son. So this man pop up here, is he going to see you, or is he going to see his son? Is he going to see Jacob, or is he going to see Esau? For those of y'all that have understanding, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about in the court? Is he going to see Jacob, or is he going to see Esau? Who he going to see? For those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, because most of y'all who on their phone already know what I'm talking about. That was Jacob putting on that goat's hair to be like his brother Esau, to be hairy, so his father Isaac would give him the blessing. Because only the firstborn could get the blessing. So he put on the garment of the firstborn to get the blessing. You got to put on the garment of Yahushua to get the blessing. Who he going to see? Jacob or Esau? Who he going to see? Because when we look at it, we know Esau, ruddy, right? Red, Edom, right? Blood. What he going to see? Or is he going to see Jacob or see the son? Huh? Well, I'm saying, you sit back and look at it. Or is he going to see Jacob, deceiver? Because now you Satan's child. Who he going to see? Not saying Jacob Satan's child for an old smarty art nigga. Think about that. Who is he going to see? What is he going to behold? That's what we need to engender our minds to. Back to Matthew chapter 24. So we see that gospel ain't being preached, is it? They ain't being preached. All these niggas preaching is you to children of Yasharah, keep the Sabbath, don't eat no pork. Shoot, anybody can do that. Don't celebrate no birthdays. When y'all gonna wake up, stop celebrating Christmas. He say, awake thou that sleepest, and Mashiach shall give thee light. These niggas think they woke, they still sleep. Matthew 24 and 14 again. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the Kadesh place, whoso read, let him understand. What is he talking about right here, gentlemen? I ain't talking about that. That ain't Daniel 8 either. I mean, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? I ain't talking about the chapter. What is he talking about? I'm talking about, but exactly, specifically, like, what is he talking about? What? So then that's what we know the abomination of desolation is. So when he said you see that, you need to dip, right? He said when you see that, you need to dip. You need to dip. He said, then let them which be in Yehuda flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Shabbat day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Is there some great tribulation going on right now? He say like ain't nothing you ain't never seen before. You done seen all this before.
Other than the fish kill-offs.
Listen what the next thing he say. And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Mashiach, or there, believe it not. Them niggas try to tell you Mashiach will coming back in 2000. He said, don't go for that. For there shall arise false Mashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I've told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he's in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he's in the secret chamber, believe it not. For as the lightning come out of the east and shine even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For whatsoever the carcass is, the eagles will be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from Shamahim, and the powers of Shamahim shall be shaken. So he done gave you an inkling of what's supposed to go down before he came here. Is these things happening? Has this occurred? Have you seen this man stand in this place? Has any of y'all seen this man do this? So if he has not done it, that means that ain't came yet. Is the gospel being preached in the four corners of the earth? Is Mashiach being preached? No. No. And you know he's not. Now these niggas say 1619 to 2019. Well, let's look at something in Revelation chapter 11. Let's see what's got to go down. Because if the end coming, something got to go down and go down fast. So that means these men done spoken prophecy out their own heart. Revelation chapter 11, verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the Malachim stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of Elohim and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the Kadesh city shall they tread underfoot 42 months. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. This is interesting. How long they supposed to preach for court? How many years is that?
About
3.5. 3.5 years. And what year is it?
2016.
September, right? So I mean, it's only 3 years left in this, 3 months left in this year, ain't it?
Not a calendar.
I'm just saying, but that's all that's left though. So guess what that means? I mean, even if you go with all, they still ain't got 3.5.
Oh no.
But we just going by the terminology that these men use. They say 2016 to 2019. Ain't that what they say? Well, if that's 3 months before this year's over with, that means that's only 39 months. And not 42. These men got to preach for 3.5 years, right? So we can see right there, 2019 been canceled out. But hold on, it gets better. Revelation 13.
Well, wait, there's more.
Revelation 13. Verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon or the serpent, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. So after these men preached for 3.5 years, then come the beast with 3.5 years. So how many years altogether is that?
7.
That's 7 years. And we in what year? 2016. So 16 plus 7 is what? That's 23 years. So guess what that means? They 4 years over. They 4 years over. And if they 4 years over, then guess what we have just determined? And that's a false prophecy, and that you should not fear them. And so a lot of people running around here talking about that. The book just condemned it, though. It don't line up with the book. Job 26. Some people gonna see this and be mad with us. Some people ain't never gonna see it.
Job 26.
Yep. Job 26. Job 26.
Denise has your toilet paper use addiction.
Oh, just got a lot of poop in there. 26 and 10. Gotta get it out.
Rule.
Ooh, Lizzie?
Listen. She's like playing.
They probably do like throw it into it. 26 and 10. He have compassed the waters with bounds until the day and night come to an end. The pillars of Shamahim tremble and are astonished at his reproof. Let's look at that. He said the pillars of Shamahim are astonished and they tremble at his reproof. Well, you already heard some of that in Matthew 24. But let's look at something in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 9. See, this goes along again with something that I was talking about. You don't really want this man to expedite his return. You really don't. After that, get Amos chapter 5. After this 2 Peter, man. I know, let's like this here, right? We're going to hear Peter say it. But it's just to change your perspective on some things, you know what I mean? Whether you do or not, I mean, that's up to you. The master is not slack concerning his promise. This is 2 Peter 3:9. The master is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to us ward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of Yahuwah will come as a thief in the night, in the which the Shamahim shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also, and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all Kadesh behavior and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Elohim, wherein the Shamahims being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat? He's asking a question here. He say, are you looking for that? Are you trying to speed that up? Knowing that all this stuff is going to be burned? Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new Shamahim and a newer rats, wherein dwell righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that you may be found of him in shalom, without spot and blameless, and account that the long suffering of our master is salvation. Even as our beloved brother Paul also, according to the wisdom given unto him, have written unto you. That man just told you that the long suffering of your master, of your Elohim, is salvation. He said, while you looking for that hasting, you ought to be looking for the promise of a new Shamahim, which is eternal, and a newer rats, which is eternal. Why do you think he got to make a new heaven and new earth? Because your Elohim is going to be there. He can't dwell in something that should perish, that is corruptible. Look at Revelation 21:1 so you can see this. Your Elohim coming to dwell with you. You think he going to perish with things that can waste away? Are you serious? And niggas think they're going to be having babies in the kingdom? What is wrong with people? (21:1). And I saw a new Shamahim and a newer rats, for the first Shamahim and the first rats were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, Yachanan, saw the Kadesh city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Elohim out of Shamahim, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of Shamahim saying, behold, the tabernacle of Elohim is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and Elohim himself shall be with them, and be their Elohim. And Elohim shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end, and I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his Elohim, and he shall be my son. For those that seek after the promise, that's where your hope need to rest at. You don't need to be hasting for no destruction. You should want this man to take as long as he needs. As long as he needs. You'll come out with great substance soon enough. You will come out of all the places where you have been scattered soon enough. But you do not want this man to come back and you not ready. That man say, seeing that you look for this promise, how about you find yourself without spot and blameless? How about you carry yourself in all set apart behavior and godliness? See, I could have turned around and focused on the destruction and people going to hell, but we're not focusing on that. We'll focus on if your desire is to say that you want to be saved and to be brought out from the affliction like your ancestors were brought out of Mizraim, like the master was brought out of the affliction of the grave, and how they left both of these places and left with great substance is because their eyes settled and trusted and hoped in the promise that Yahuwah had made. And because he made this promise, they held on to that promise diligently and sought after it and conformed themselves into the image of said promise that they might receive, which was promised unto them. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that they could be able to do that is through a humble heart. Because a proud heart will not humble themselves to receive a promise, nor to believe a promise. Because they will seek to do the things that are more gratifying to them in the interim time while they're waiting for said promise. Therefore, they will miss it. But the thing that they will do is they will do like the scribes and Pharisees. Outwardly they appear righteous unto men, but inwardly they're full of dead men's bones and hypocrisy. And why would we follow in that direction? I don't even understand why waste energy being a hypocrite when you could just be 100 from the jump street. Like I remember my homeboy used to, back in the days, man, I ain't gonna call him that. That nigga used to eat his boogers. He was about, I think I was about 18, 19 years old. He was probably about 15, 16. Nigga was out there eating boogers, man. You know what I'm saying? And an older dude in the neighborhood, man, he used to tell him, be a real nigga. Be a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? One day we was at the house, man, when Tamal was down here, man, last. And I had made a statement, you know what I'm saying? You just don't become a real dude overnight. You either are or you aren't. You know what I'm saying? And you have to sit back and you have to make a decision that you're going to be 100 in whatever it is that you say and whatever it is that you do. Because the minute when people see flawedness and fakeness and you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature, it make them not want to deal with you. You know what I'm saying? It make them not trust you either. You know what I'm saying? It's offensive to most. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? It's like this here, man. If you say you're going to do something, then you're going to do it. If you said something, then you'll own up and say, yeah, I said that. I can give you my ration, not saying the justification. I can give you my reason of why I saw it, why I said that, because I seen it from this perspective, and this is why I made that statement. If you got an issue with a man, then you go holler at that man. If you got business to handle, then you go handle your business. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably reiterate this again tomorrow when everybody present. Like a brother asked me, brother in the barbershop asked me this here, right? It's like this here, before I say this. You got kids, love them. You got a wife, love them. Because you know what I'm saying? I don't believe I'm going to have that experience. And I'm talking about mainly on the child aspect. I relish raising children. That's a real live honor. Any real man would want to raise his children. And when I'm talking about raising his children, I'm talking about actively raising his children. You know what I'm saying? See, I would prefer to own my own business and hustle the way that I hustle that. If I did, because y'all knows, you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But y'all knows whether that'll happen or not. I'm not saying that y'all said you're not going to get married. That's just how I feel. But y'all knows. You know what I'm talking about? But my whole key thing is, and I had made this statement before to another individual in time past, different situation, that my objective was to be is, I want certain stuff set up to where I own my stuff. So if I don't want to go to work today, I don't got to go to work, because I'm going to be with you and be with our children. Because to sit back and take a mind, and this child looks to you, knowing that their mind is literally an empty canvas, and that you are the one that is crafting and painting the photograph of their thoughts. You know what I'm saying? You're framing and you're teaching a mind. That is a great honor to me. You know what I'm saying? An honor that I would love to participate in as far as doing that. I used to love teaching little Muffin stuff when she was little, and see how her eyes would light up when she learned something new. You know what I'm saying? Or when she realized that she could do something that she thought she couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, I was a child when my sister was born. I was 10. But I would give her all the knowledge and wisdom and understanding that I had at that time. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of people have children, but do you actually relish and take that as an honor of what it is to actually raise a child and teach a child and rear a child? Like I told y'all before we even started, I'm the type of dude that I don't mind being around my old lady all the time. Because also while I'm around her, I'm going to be teaching her though. Because I know this is going to be the person that's also going to be teaching my child. So it would make sense for me to school her and teach her, because this is the only other person that's going to be spending a significant amount of time with my child. I need to make sure she on the same page that I'm on to impart this information to my child. So you have to sit back and look at this here, man. Everything this man give us an opportunity to do is an honor. This man allow you to marry somebody, man, that's an honor. You should look at your wife as, it's an honor for me to be your husband. Your wife should look at it and say, it's an honor for me to be your wife. And you should move accordingly and treat that as an honor. You know what I'm saying? Carry yourself like an honorable individual. Direct yourself and move as an honorable individual. That man said, whoever honor me, my Father will honor. Well, if you honor the Son, you're going to honor his commands. And if you're going to honor his commands, you're going to honor his testimony. If you're going to honor his testimony, that means you're going to become him. Therefore, the Father can't do nothing but honor you. So therefore, that means you will be conducting yourself as an honorable man. You know what I'm saying? Conduct yourself as an honorable man. Just don't sit back and look at your wife just the person you take care of and climb up on top and hump on. That's the person that just cook your meals. And now you just got the byproduct of these children. Look at it as it's an honor for you to direct them, to teach them, to school them. You know what I'm saying? You should have a desire in your heart to do that. That's what men do. A man wants to lead, provide, and protect. That's what men want to do. If you don't want to do that, you ain't no man. How you sit back and you don't want to lead, provide, and protect for your women and your children? You know what I'm saying? How you don't want to do that? Well, we done went over this before, how the master left behind an inheritance for his children. Because what mentioned it is because we just read this, he said, he that overcome, he'll be my son, he'll inherit all things. This man left the substance behind for his son to inherit. How you don't want to leave something behind for your children, man? How can you be so selfish to only think about yourself, don't think about your children? Like, what's up with that? How you ain't no man when you do that. Because boy, I know y'all willing, if he allowed that to happen, I know what I'm going to do for mine. I'm going all out by mine. My own seed. It's my flesh and blood. It's my heart. It's my breath. This child, this son, or this daughter, that is me. Literally. How am I going to do that to me? Then I look at her mama. That's my wife. That's my flesh. That's my bones. That's me. That's me right there. And you're not going to hold them down. You're not going to honor them. You're not going to school them. And remember what I told you, man, schooling ain't always necessarily about schooling with no word. You're not going to school them. You're not even going to take the time to develop yourself and learn information and sit back and get information from other people and be able to impart that to your household. I'm going to tell you something, man, because I heard a dude say this right here, man. Listen to what I done seen. I done seen it in my own life too, man. Women like intelligent men. Men that going to sit back and they going to do this, that, there, and the third. A man that she know that can teach her son, direct her son, to lead her somewhere, show her how to do certain things, they like that. You know what I'm saying? Only a bum hoe gonna want a bum nigga. It's only like a bum nigga gonna want a bum hoe. That's all you gonna want. A woman of any type of brain capacity is not gonna want a nigga who ain't trying to do nothing. That ain't on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Most niggas out here think, well, all they gotta do is sling some meat real good. She ain't gonna go nowhere. That might last for a little bit because you done tingled that flesh. But a woman with a brain is not going for that for too long. Because you got to come with something better than this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you could get sex from anywhere. And the reason why I say this here, because it's pride that causes these things not to occur with a lot of men on doing for their women and their children like they're supposed to do. Because they feel like I'm the man and you ought to do what I say because I'm the man. But you got to show yourself to be an honorable man for you to be able to make that statement. Because if you already showed yourself to be an honorable man, you wouldn't even have to make that statement because that woman would already be rolling with what you're talking about. She'd already be rolling with what you're talking about. You wouldn't even, let's go back to what I said, you ain't even got to tell her that. Because she already know it. You know what I'm saying? I told you before, it was an individual, they said they wanted to come holler at me to get me to do something that they knew was wrong. They said, I ain't even come at you with it because I already knew that you were going to, because you already know I'm an honorable man. You know I'm not going to do that. I ain't even have to tell you that I wasn't going to do it because you already knew I wasn't going to do it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sit back, man, carry yourself like a man, be men. The book tell you, he's saying, malice be children and understanding be men. And insight. And Mashiach be a man. Show yourself to be a man. He say, quit yourselves and be men. That's what you were told to do. Carry yourself like an honorable man. Don't be walking around here like you sit down and pee. You know what I'm saying? Be a man. Carry yourself like a man. And people won't have no choice but to respect you. So, what it is? Hebrews chapter 12. The reason I said that because a dude asked me that in the barbershop. He was like, man, you think you ever going to be married? I'm like, shoot, probably not. Only because a woman got to be on the same type of time I'm on. Her faith got to match mine. See, I went and did something different. And I ain't going to do that again. You know what I'm saying? Because her faith got to match mine. She got to have the same type of mentality that I got. Her faith got to match mine. She got to have the same desire to be a business owner as I do. You know what I'm saying? She has to have a love and a desire to want to do things for our people as I do. She's got to be a soldier. She's got to be hard. I can't go in the direction of let me hope that you can develop into this here because I see potential in you doing it. I can't go down that road again. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the patience. I can't do it. It's no disrespect or no shot to the individual or nothing. It's just her mentality was different than mine. You know what I'm saying? And we thought we could be able to, because we might have shared certain character or personality traits, that we could get past that. Our mentalities were a little different. Couldn't get past that though. Because there was always constant headbutting because the mentalities were different. You know what I'm saying? And that couldn't make up for the similarities just on the personality and character level. So therefore, I can't go that route. I can't go that route again. That woman's personality, that woman's mentality and perspective has to be identical to mine. Because I can't go through that again. I can't go through that headbutt stuff again. That's frustrating. There ain't no way to be living. I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying? And I know a majority of women out here, they not on that. Especially when you talking about dealing with somebody who preached the word and that's what they do. And they live for this. And that the word and the administering of the word is always going to come first. 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 You know what I'm saying? Nah, I can't see it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know, but I can't see it because it's real out here. So I tell y'all this for those who already got you a spouse, or if any of y'all working on trying to get you one in the future, man, honor your wife. Those that you got children, man, honor your children. Raise, teach, be there for your children. Don't get caught up in making a living so much that you miss all your time with your children. You know what I'm saying? Because that time go fast, boy. You hear me? I'm talking about, boy, I can remember Lil Muffin coming to the house. Now Lil Muffin married, about to have her fourth child, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like my sister is 25 years old, man. I can remember changing her diapers, man. I can remember her going with me everywhere I went because I had to watch her, man. I can remember literally picking her up and holding her at 10 years old because I didn't want to accept the fact she's not a baby anymore. You understand what I'm telling you? I can remember right before I caught the case that sent me to prison, I got a base or rental truck and she looking at me in the face talking about I want to go with you. Or the day I started selling rocks, she was 10 years old and she looked at me in the face saying, can I go with you? I felt so bad inside because I'm like, you can't go on this trip, little muff. Right then I know I'm supposed to turn back around and put them rocks up and not go out there, man. Because why am I going to go do something I can't take my sister with me on? You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't mind spending no time with my sister, man, for real. Every day. Wasn't no issue for me to do that. That wasn't my child. That was my sister. I treated her like she was my child. This is my flesh and blood, nigga. This is my sister. This is my mama daughter, nigga. I'm going all the way out about that one right there. On every level. That's how you supposed to be there for your children, man. Be there for them. Because that's what they're going to remember. They ain't going to remember the clothes you bought them. They're not going to remember the shoes you bought them. They ain't going to remember none of that. You could go ask Little Muffin right now, and she ain't gonna remember nothing that I bought. And I bought all type of stuff. But she remember the stuff I told her and what I taught her. And some of the things we went and did, she remember that though. That's what's important. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 25. Because he said them pillars gonna shake. They gonna be astonished. See that ye refuse him not that speak, for they escape not who refused him that spake on their rats. Much more shall we not escape if we turn away from him that speak from Shamahim. Whose voice then shook their rats, but now he hear a promise saying, yet once more I shake not their rats only, but also Shamahim. And this word yet once more signify the removing of those things that are shaken, as of those things that are made. Those things which cannot be shaken remain. That's why he say, knowing that we have this mercy, we faint not. Because there's a lot of things that's going to come that's going to shake you. See, when this man come back here and this earth go to shaking, like he told you in Isaiah 24, the earth going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. A lot of people who don't believe, they going to fall to the wayside. But those who do, they going to do like what we talked about on Tuesday, man. They going to retire. They going to endure. They going to stand firm. Back to Job 26. Job 26. See, when he say astonished at his reproof, you got to realize when the master come back here, he coming to correct. He coming to correct with the sword. I mentioned Amos chapter 5, didn't I? Swing round out of that. My apologies. I mentioned Amos chapter 5. Come on round out of that. Thank y'all for the word. Y'all can't be around here looking for that day to come now. It's going to be ugly now. Like I say, we in the throes. We in the birth pains. You know, he said you hear wars or rumors of wars or nation rise against nation. He said that's the beginning of sorrow, but the end is not yet near. You in some birth pains right now. You ain't at the end yet. It ain't here yet. Y'all knows, boy, you going to know when it's here. Because it's going to be ugly. Amos 5 and 18. It's going to be ugly. That's why I tell you, then on top of this here, man, you don't know how long you got here, man. You don't know, you could die tomorrow, y'all forbid. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself. Because you just don't know. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahuwah. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahuwah is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him. Or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahuwah be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? Then we already seen what he said. He called the moon to stop giving her light, and the sun to stop giving her light. Now, how you going to sit back and say you are the day and you looking for that? And what you see most Hebrews talking about they want to see? I want to see the destruction. And they only want to see the destruction of America, nowhere else. So the whole earth is just constructed of America. There's not nowhere else where wickedness is going on. That's the bad thing about being over here, too, when you talk to people who in the word over here, because they think the whole book ends and begins with this place. You know what I'm saying? This place has absolutely nothing to do with anything that's in this book, except for a few things, and that's really just because they're the spiritual representation of places back east. You know the song. That man say, well, if you're from Duval County, you definitely know it, because they played it out east every day. We know the East is the best. If you don't know what line of the song that is, I don't know what to tell you. You know what song that is?
Nope.
Oh, you know what song that is.
It was like a half of one.
He just told, tell him again, tell him again. He knew. Tell him again. Puja Bantam. Till I'm laid to rest. You still don't know?
No.
Oh, my lamb. What? This nigga here say he listen to reggae music. He don't know till I'm laid to rest.
Let's talk about older stuff.
That's old.
I'm talking like 70s, 80s, not 2000s.
That ain't 2000s.
What is it?
It's early 90s.
For my time.
That's original. But 70s, 80s.
time.
Oh, I haven't played that.
The man say, you know the East is the best. Till I'm laid to rest.
I didn't hear Bougie Bonton on the radio. You do that in Atlanta.
I don't know what they were doing for you in Atlanta, but that would play in Duval County every day,
Ludicrous.
everywhere, especially on Florida Avenue at Cool Runnings.
Cool. Right?
On every Cool Runnings mixtape, you could catch that song being played. Cause you know why? Cause they was out east. So they just would, you know the East is the best. That's one of his songs, man. That's on Till Shallow. You familiar with that? Murder, all that. You champion.
All right.
You know about that?
Murder.
Blood upon your shoulder, live like today. You cannot. What?
Bro.
Send him home, man.
Not from Florida, they didn't play.
Send him home
Yeah, I take
to his father's house.
He is on.
Send him to his father's house. I don't know where his daddy stay at. Send him there.
Send home. Okay, then walk out.
Send that nigga to his daddy's house. You know what I'm talking about?
This is home.
Where your daddy stay at? Mississippi.
Texas.
Texas. Send that nigga to Texas. That nigga don't know murderer. And this nigga say he listen to reggae music. And he don't know Bougie Bonton.
I mean, I know who Bougie Bonton.
Oh, yo, obviously you don't.
I know, the only song I know from Bougie Bonton is Bye.
I already knew you gonna say that. The only song you know
it.
is the song about the faggots.
That's it, bro.
This man's got a catalog long as your head.
But they didn't play that in Atlanta.
Atlanta just did you a great disservice.
No, they just didn't play as reggae. It's just not what they did.
But I'm not even talking about that. But you are the reggae dude, though. You make reggae. Continuing on. I don't even want to talk anymore.
You're right. He does make reggae records.
I don't even want to talk
I
anymore.
don't know how you make reggae records. Not listening to the music.
Yeah,
I don't-
nobody else, huh? There's no Gregory Isaacs.
Man, we know
Or
Gregory
no-
Isaacs. We know
Or
Sanchez.
no Midnight.
We know Barris Hammonds. We know all of that.
Alright. Or no Midnight.
But this nigga don't know Buju. And go to Texas, man. Ring his doorbell. And ring his doorbell. I don't care how you get there. You can skip, you can hop, you can walk, you can catch a train, you can fly, you can swim.
That's not what the word is. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, no, you got to go somewhere. No, he got to go somewhere. You gonna do it just like the monkey and Chris Griffin's closet. Go. But now back in all seriousness though, you shouldn't be looking for and hasting for that day to come. It's not a day that you want to see.
Check them out.
Come on back to Job 26. That ain't a day you want to see. I promise it is. You don't. Matter of fact, Zephaniah chapter 1. That ain't a day you want to see. Just look at what he say about it. I didn't want y'all to understand that though. You should want to see the promise. I know all us longing. What you be longing for is your redemption, to be clothed with your tabernacle from on high and things of that nature. But boy, all that longing for destruction, that's not all. That ain't what you should be longing for. Not if you say you are Yahuwah.
He tells you not to.
1:14. Zephaniah. The great day of Yahuwah is near. It is near. It hastes greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahuwah, the mighty man, shall cry there bitterly. What did he say? He'll come back with a great shout. And what is that shout going to sound like? A trumpet. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. So what did the law say? How many times he say a day of alarm? So when he blow that, that's where that Joel chapter 3 come in at, where he say those people will be scared, but he'll be the hope and strength of his people. Because that alarm is a warning. That's why you sit back and look at it. You got people talking about, I hear the 7 trumpets blowing. You ain't heard no trumpet blow, nigga. Because the thing that's supposed to, you know, everything that happens, people trying to lie. See, that water turn to blood. See, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not. No, buddy. No, buddy. You know why? Because they ain't killing niggas for the word yet. That's the one part they miss. That's why he say this gospel got to be preached. Because we know when the beast come in, he going to be pretending to be the master, right? So then how else is, that's how you know the word is going to come to an end. Because those who got the testimony of Yahushua going to be doing what? Preaching against this man and his lies. Therefore, the whole world hears this testimony, then the end comes. That's the only way. These niggas is not following what's written in this book. Because we can even see that in Daniel chapter 11. He do the abomination of desolation. Then it say those with understanding will run there and go preach the word to many people, and they shall be killed. Then he turned around and said there'll be a great tribulation as since there's never war, because Michael, the great prince of the people, will stand up.
I was thinking about that the other day. I think just yesterday. Like if somebody really came to me talking about, oh, this man is God, I'm liable to go snap off.
Ain't no libel. Ain't no libel.
mean,
Nigga, I went snap off on them niggas in the barbershop. That nigga say, the gods of the book is from Egypt. Your God a faggot. That's the first thing I come with every time. Nigga moon pie in there looking at me crazy.
That's what you told him.
What? We don't know I ain't lying. Stanley know I ain't lying.
They say, what?
First thing I come with every time, your God's gay, nigga. Your God use dildos, nigga. Necrophiliac, nigga.
well,
You know what I'm saying?
They say, what?
Oh, did y'all see that video of that bull dagger?
bruh,
That was hilarious.
I didn't play it. I saw the caption and I saw the fierceness that
I didn't see the caption though.
I couldn't.
I just seen my homeboy had a video on there talking about watch this stud go crazy. That was hilarious.
She looked so
She
adamant.
walking right. The nigga said something about you ain't no man, you ain't got no penis. How much penis you want? And pulled out a strap on. The stood there said, I'm a real nigga, you got me messed up. Nigga, that's not a penis, cuz. That's plastic.
You can melt.
There's no nerve endings on that.
You feel nothing.
Boy, a nigga on my page posted a picture. That nigga say, if you are putting your mouth on a dildo and the person that you're putting the mouth on the dildo on is moaning, he say both of y'all are certified psychos.
Because she.
You know what I'm saying? He say if she's moaning like it's a real penis, I think say both of y'all are certified crazy.
What?
She has a great imagination.
They.
Got some imagination. That thing is not attached to your body. There are no pleasure. There's no pleasure centers attached to this penis. You can't urinate with that, nigga. You still finna sit. Nigga, you finna take that strap on and sit down and pee, nigga.
It's the pee. You get in the shower. You ain't gonna.
Hey, every 30 days, Yahuwah remind this nigga she's a woman.
What? On like clockwork.
Like clockwork. You are shattering your uterine lining. You still ovulate.
You over here cramping, but you got a penis.
Bruh, that nigga whipped out that strap on like, how much penis you want?
I got that.
Nigga, that ain't yours.
It's borrowed.
You bought that. And it was gray. You didn't even get fleshlight.
I'm stuck.
No. Now you go.
You couldn't help but see that. That nigga, when you see like this here, right? If they don't have it, if they don't have the cap, see Corey seen it, right?
I just
No,
saw
what I'm
it.
talking about is the caption to
Yeah,
warn
I
you
saw
what's
the
finna go down.
caption, bro.
So when you don't have a caption to be warned of what's going down, and you see this video move, and you hear this nigga snap, and this nigga say, how much penis you want,
That's it.
and pulls it out,
That's a lot.
it's hilarious.
It was great.
It was great. It wasn't even you brown skinned nigga.
She looked angry when he said it.
I'm a man, I'm a real nigga. I'm a real nigga. Nigga, you got a bone. Nigga, you lactate. And that's why you don't want a haste to come up. She might can have a chance. She might.
But if that day is tomorrow or
She's
today,
done.
it's over. In her stupidity.
Bruh, that was so crazy to hear this nigga say how much penis you want. And I'd have been in there like this here, but bruh, there's a strap around your buttocks.
You strapped in?
If I cut this thing off of you right now, you will not bleed.
Wait a minute. Hold everything. So she just walk around with the thing attached?
Yes! Like it's her penis.
He wasn't ready for that.
He was obviously not. No, she just didn't happen to have it on.
No, that's her thing. Like,
That's her thing. Like, I'm a man.
That's what she
And I have a
flashes.
schlong.
That's what she flashes. Like, what's up, baby?
Like, come on, bro. That thing doesn't get erect.
It stays
It just stays flaccid.
It's just.
It's just there. It's just plastic. And who's the sick woman that's letting you penetrate her with that? You could have went and got a man for that.
You a special kind of stupid.
And that's why the dude posted me, which it had cuss words in it. Because if it didn't have cuss words in it, I would have shared it.
That's a lot of like stuff like that for me as well.
You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, use a special type of crazy if you're putting your mouth on a dildo and the person who has the dildo on is moaning. What did you feel?
Yeah, babe. Yeah. What?
These people out here crazy in the scalp. You hear me? That word life, crazy in the
They
scalp.
smoking all of that.
Job 26, man. Hold on, let me read 17. And I will bring distress upon men, and that they shall walk like blind men, because they sinned against Yahuwah, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Now, why you won't sit back and look for that? Hold on, it get better. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahuwah's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Look at James chapter 5. Because these niggas think you're going to buy your way up out of this. You ain't going to get your way up out of this one here, buddy. You going to hell. That man say, man, that pour out your blood like dust and leave your body like doo-doo on the ground. He told you that in Jeremiah 25 that he lead dead bodies from one end of the earth to the other. That is not something you ought to be looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? You ought to be looking for that eternal kingdom where righteousness dwell. Well, you don't want no parts of that. Dang, I forgot what I just said. Y'all ain't no help. Oh, James chapter 5. Let's see what good help y'all was. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot there, guy. Thanks a lot. James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And you shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last days. See, you hear that there? See why he say, woe unto the rich, right? Luke chapter 6. See, I know y'all was hearing me earlier talking about, man, look, it ain't nothing wrong with getting rich, but you're going to see why this man tell you why he going to do this to these people. Let me see what verse that is in Luke before we proceed. I got to get ready to wrap this up. Verse 24 says, woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. See, most people who done got a lot of money, you done already got it, like the man in Luke 16. But see, the key thing is, wasn't the riches, is that you didn't want to actually sacrifice for the kingdom. Because Abraham was rich. You know what I'm saying?
Very wealthy.
Very, very wealthy. But he wasn't moved nor dictated by his wealth, though. That ain't what controlled him. You know what I'm saying? See, the whole key thing, you can seek after the kingdom first, and all these things will be added unto you. Regardless if he give you riches or he don't, or he give you poverty, or if he give you food convenient for you, you ought to be content with whatever state he give you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Just be content in whatever state he give you. Because as long as you got food, clothing, and shelter, you straight. If you ain't hungry, and you got clothes on your back, and you ain't sleeping outside, you good. And we'll deal with tomorrow when tomorrow get here. That's how y'all need to start approaching stuff. Because guess what, right? All of us know we got stuff we want to do. You know, I was just talking about that earlier. You know, stuff I want to do. It's stuff I want to do for certain people to have in certain positions. And you who are willing, that'll be done. But at the end of the day, though, we know that we content. Because ain't none of us hungry. Ain't none of us naked. Ain't none of us homeless. We say, praise ye Yah for Yahushua for that. So we back to Job, right? James chapter 5, verse 4, right? He said, behold, the hirers of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, cry. So he said right here, you defraud these people out of their riches, which you know the law tell you not to do. And he said, the cries of them which have reaped have entered into the ears of the master of Sabaoth. And he told you that if you held back a man's wages and he cried unto him, what would it be? Sin unto you. You have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. You have nourished your hearts as in the day of the slaughter. You have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. And we'll look at that too when we deal with the kingdom of Shamahim suffereth violence. Because he say that's what these rich people do, because they have the money to be able to, you know, let me be honest with you. Most niggas, especially niggas, I ain't talking about black people. I'm talking about niggas.
Straight niggas.
I'm talking about niggas. I ain't talking about black people. Like Chris Rock said, I love black people. I hate niggas. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will believe a nigga because he got money. He could be the biggest liar, fraud that ever walked the planet, because a lot of these niggas is hoes. Niggas will sit around and watch and count another man's pockets and wonder why he ain't got no money. I'm talking about how I'm going to be sitting around here talking about another nigga money. But that's what niggas do.
And
because they got money. My students all talking about, man, that little nigga, young thug, wears a dress. Like, he got money though, bro. He got money though, bro.
And that's why I told y'all, money don't mean nothing. Respect is everything. It's everything. And that's where the love of money come in at, because for the love of money, you will sacrifice your self-respect, you will sacrifice your dignity, you will sacrifice your standards, you will sacrifice your ethics, because that's what you want. Money make people murder. Money make people sell their body. Money make people deceive and do all these type of things because they love it, because they're controlled by it. They're controlled by it. Come on back, Joe. You can't let it. You could go get it now. It's just like this here, right? If you a hustler, you could get $1 million a day, lose it all, and get it back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna break. Why you think these white people be killing themselves when they go broke? Now, people can't deal with that.
No, not at all. How you in debt instead of just filing bankruptcy? You're gonna kill yourself.
I lost all my money, Jimmy.
You can just file bankruptcy.
Why you think most white people get defrauded in these Ponzi schemes and all? It's their greed. It's their greed. But I done had people come at me with all type of schemes, and I just be sitting there listening to them like, nah, bro, I'm straight. And then they get mad because I exposed their scheme. Because I was at a pyramid scheme. That lady said, why are you sitting there looking so mean? I said, I'm not looking mean, ma'am. I'm just registering this information, and it sounds like a bunch of 4-letter words is what I used. You know what I'm saying? With bovine and excrement, the main two. You know what I'm saying? She said, why would you say that? I say, man, let me see some ledgers. Let me see some numbers. This nigga gave me a Time magazine. I said, come on, bro.
Okay, you think I'm a fool?
You just gave me a Time magazine, my nigga.
I can go pick that up.
Then the nigga tried to come at me on something because I used terminology referring to selling dope, but I wasn't talking about selling dope. Selling dope is just doing business. It's the same concept. I used to tell dudes when we was in the street, if you can sell crack, bro, you can sell anything.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same concept. All you're doing is taking a product, bagging it up, making it accessible, taking it direct to the street. You know what I'm saying? Don't you realize, man, y'all willing with one particular thing, two particular things actually that we working on, that we don't even need to go to no stores or nothing, that we could take our product directly to the street, straight to the consumer, cut the middleman out the plate and make them come to us and pay us? That's how it's supposed to be. What am I gonna sit here? What am I gonna go out here and take a? People at my bank be like, so when are you gonna get your secured credit card loan? Never. Never. The book tell you to borrow is the servant to the lender, right? So put it in here using the concept of what my nigga Dame Dash is talking about, right? If you give me this money to run this business, I don't own it. I'm a supervisor. I'm a caretaker for your money. Because if I come take a $20,000 loan out to get this started, nigga, I work for you now. And my Elohim done told me that. I borrow from you, therefore I work. Because don't look at servant as slave. I'm your employee now. Because you going to come at me if you don't have my cash. I'm going to do this and do that. So how I'm going to kill all that? I ain't going to borrow nothing from you. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll run something over here, take the cash I make out of this, put it over here with this, cop that, flip that, and guess what? You going to come holler at me talking about I want to spend $50,000, which I know you do. When you going to cut that check? And we own all this. You know what I'm saying? It's pride in that. You know what I'm saying? It's pride in that. You know what I'm saying? I just talk about that. It's pride in that when I had a business card out and our names on there and they say owner, nigga, that's mine. You can't take that from me. You know what I'm saying? That's mine. That's us. That's ours. You can't take that. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that, nigga. You can talk. You can't fire me, nigga.
Can't do nothing.
You can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Boys on you though.
Yeah, come on, send them. Come on, audit it, nigga. I'll book straight. Send them. Our taxes straight, nigga. We pay ours, nigga. But I'm saying that as a simple fact, dog.
No taxes.
Like the book say, he that commits sin is the servant of sin. Satan is, if you around here and you borrowing from him, is forfeits the pleasures and the things that he offered and you become his servant. You no longer an owner, you're a supervisor over death. When the master came to make you a free agent, an owner over righteousness, you don't have to do that.
Supervisor over something worthless.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is to be basically borrowing money from these people and using their money. Because it's workers, it's not yours. They can come take, if you default on that loan, they can take your whole thing. Look at a lot of people who be farming out here, man. These people default on their loan, they come take their whole farm. You know what I'm saying? They just don't say, let me get the money. They take everything they got because it's not yours. It's theirs because they got that vested interest in it. Oh, we're not going out like that. You're not going out like that. I'm talking about Mr. Charlie won't own not nail percentage of nothing that I possess. Because I already know my partners ain't going for that, but we not selling to no white man. And I'd put a clause in the contract, if I sold any business to a black man, you can't sell it to no Caucasian, cuz. And I put that in the paperwork, nigga. You don't agree to it, you ain't got to buy it. Period. That's how I feel. That's going to be, and I'm dead serious about that. They say son got big enough, nigga, yeah, go, I'll give you 50 million for it. That's a bet. You got to put this here in the contract, you can't sell it to no white man, though. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. Because we can keep it and keep getting money, nigga. Don't make me now, never mind, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you sell business because you just don't want to fool with them no more. You just want to cash out. There's nothing wrong with that.
You get your money.
There's nothing wrong with that. People do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? You be like, we done built it up. It's worth this. These people offering this. You might sell that to have some cash flow to go because I don't want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? I want to go do something else. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do a business. You done felt like I done did everything I can do in this. I want to go do something else. I don't want to do this no more. That's evolving and that's growth. I don't care what y'all got going on in life. You're supposed to be evolving and growing. You shouldn't be stagnant and be on the same type of time all the time. There should be some evolution. There's going to come a time I don't want to do this no more. I want to do this over here now. I did this for X amount of time. I don't want to do this no more. I want to try something different. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Get different experiences on different things. It makes you a well-rounded individual. Where we at? About verse 12. Matter of fact, I'll just say verse 12 for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We'll praise y'all for Yahusha because it's about 11:20. I'll say that for tomorrow.